The solid body electric guitar has been around for decades, and at the start of this revolution was a guitar called the Telecaster. Now we're all familiar with the Tele and what it has to offer. We've heard it in country music, played over decades, and even before Stratocasters happened, before there were Super Strats and things like that, the Tele was really a guitar that people gravitated towards. It was this new age technology, something that looked really cool. Now over time, obviously the electric guitar evolved. You had the Strats that came along and really changed the scene. You had Super Strats that took it to the next level. And of course you had your Les Pauls come in and you had 7 strings and it really went from there. But the Telecaster always held a special space. Even in today's day and age, you see singer-songwriters, country musicians, they still gravitate towards the Tele. And why is that? Is it because of its sound? Well, it's a bunch of different things actually. For one thing, the Telecaster was a really simple guitar. It had a solid body, it had a fixed bridge, 2 pickups, a 3-way selector switch, single volume, single tone. And what that did was it gave acoustic guitar players an advantage because they didn't have to think about controlling sound too much. They didn't have to worry about the different pickup configurations. It kept the guitar playing aspect of it simple, at the same time offering a great dynamic tone and complementing whatever kind of music you wanted to play. So over the years, we've seen the Tele being used in various situations, and not much has changed. In fact, a blonde Telecaster you see anywhere is got that iconic look, and it's got that iconic sound that you would come to expect. 2 single coil pickups, single volume, single tone knob. However, as guitars are always evolving and you kind of want something more, you want to experiment in different directions, which is where we come in today with the SETL550. Now this is a Telecaster style guitar by SQOE, and straight off the bat you'll notice the shape of the body is pretty much like any other Tele would have. But the color itself, now that's something new. We've seen SQOE really being experimental with their colors, creating things that look really cool, and that seems to attract the younger audience, not just the younger audience, but keeping in mind the social media aspect of today and the visual requirements of your guitar. You want something that looks cool. Now we have a Telecaster that comes in this lovely pearl finish. I've also got the ivory colored finish here with me, and this looks incredible. Now you're probably wondering, well, fine, you've changed the color of the guitar, what's so special about it? And that's where I think SQOE has really done something incredible. What they've done is, instead of having your traditional double single coil with the lipstick style pickup on the neck, they've actually gone and put in a P-90 here. Again, now if you're familiar with the P-90, it goes back to the evolution of the electric guitar pickups. The Telecaster started off with single coil pickups, and so did the Strat. And at some point, people realized that this single coil pickups have a really thin sound. They don't distort all that well. I mean, they do distort on cleaner amps, but as soon as you put them to a driven amp, you lose a lot of low end. And the P-90s have an interesting piece of technology, and not even technology, it's just innovation in the electric guitar, wherein they arrange the magnets in such a way that it gave you a little more thickness to the sound, a little more low end. And what that did was, when you were plugged into some of the more crunchier amps, your Marshalls and maybe a Vox, you would get the pickups to actually push their amp and actually drive it a little more. And that gave guitarists an edge, because suddenly you had this new sound that you've discovered. You had this, every new sound that you discover gives you a new style of playing. As a musician, it makes you think in different ways. It's the way a guitar reacts to how you pick and the kind of sustain that it has to offer. And suddenly you're in this, new sonic territory. And that's what the P-90s had to offer, and we've seen them on Jazz Masters. On the Telecaster, putting a P-90 in suddenly expands your tonal versatility. So on the bridge, you still have your single coil pickup, which is great for those really sharp sound, those sharp, clean chicken picking bits. Then you go to the neck, which does already have a little more low end to it. You add a P-90 to that, and you suddenly have this new overdrive sound that you can experiment with. Not just that, if you look at the neck, I've got this nice roasted maple neck. Roasted maple is something that you wouldn't normally expect on guitars, at least when I was growing up. It was either just a regular maple, or then you go for a rosewood if you want something different. But roasted maple is being more and more commonly used, and especially for a guitar at this price point, you're getting something that's really incredible in terms of just the spec on the guitar. Another few notable things is the pickguard is actually transparent. Traditionally, teles would have maybe a black pickguard on there, but what that does is it lets the color shine through. You don't have like a big block of black cutting out your body. The bridge on here is quite a traditional style tele bridge. However, this is a Wilkinson bridge, and we know Wilkinson is known for making really good quality bridges. Really incredible guitar, I think. Just looks really cool. I'm going to play some sounds now. So first off, I'm going to actually do something that's an in-between. I'm going to combine the P-90s with the single coil, and this is what it sounds like. So you probably heard that, and I think it was a very interesting experience. This is the kind of sound, because the Telecaster just has two pickups. When I'm playing the in-between position, it's not actually being captured by one pickup. It's a combination of the two, yet at the same time, the middle position, you would, a lot of guitars like your Strats would have a pickup in there. So you would be capturing one pickup sound. So it's a very nice balance between, you know, slightly higher, more thicker sounding P-90, and you have your single coil on the bridge. Now what I'm going to do is actually play you the P-90, and it's quite an interesting sound. Check it out. Well, that was the P-90, and again, as I said, quite interesting to hear these kind of sounds on a tele. You wouldn't imagine that you'd get this kind of sound. Now let's check out the bridge pickup. Now the bridge is a traditional single coil pickup, so you're obviously going to get a nice clean sound from it, and this is what it sounds like. Alright, well, that was the SETL550. Very interesting guitar by SQOE, and obviously SQOE has been doing some really nice stuff if you've been following us with the Les Pauls and the Strat style guitars, the Super Strats, and they're always evolving. This is just another bit of that, what that company has to offer in terms of just the craftsmanship. Talk about the fret finishing on this, really nice clean fret finishing. Got rounded ends actually on here. The neck actually feels a little different from a traditional tele. It's slightly thinner neck, but again that doesn't take away from the fact that it still plays and feels like a nice solid tele. I don't feel any kind of strain while I'm playing. It's really easy to play. Really nice leveled out neck, and guitar stays in tune, which is really important, especially if you're like a singer-songwriter. You want something that's stable, that doesn't, you don't need to worry about it too much. And this is one of those guitars where you kind of just set it to whatever sound you like, and you don't need to really fiddle too much about it. Especially if you're someone who just has a specific sound and you want to go with that. Set your guitar up, plug it in on stage. You can do an entire show without having to worry about it too much. So do let us know in the comments what are your thoughts on Telecasters with P-90s. In fact, a lot of you were asking about this on some of our YouTube comments and some of our Instagram lives about this particular guitar. So now that you've heard it, do let us know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one.